Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another episode of Economy Reviews. Today, Alex and I will be discussing the stagnation of wage growth in Australia. Take it away, Alex.
Well, one reason for the stagnation of wage growth in Australia, Tom, is the excess capacity in labour markets. Unemployment, underemployment, and immigration are the reasons for the excess supply with a decreasing demand of jobs. Unemployment and underemployment represent the hours of labour supply that are available from the current labour force. They can assess how much labour market spare capacity there is, and this can be called upon when there is an upward pressure on wages. Immigration just adds to this number, creating higher amounts of underemployment and unemployment. Tom, to stop this, the government needs to regulate the amount of immigration coming into Australia and make structural changes in Australia's labour market so there's less underemployment and more full-time employment so people can work the more hours they want to. So Tom, what's another reason for wage stagnation?
Well, a key reason that I found would be Australia's recent inflationary policies. See, the RBA has set a target inflation rate of 2 to 3% annually. This is to try encourage spending in a time of COVID-19 doubt and uncertainty. They're trying to, facilitate a stable recovery of our economy. This has actually negatively affected workers' wage growth because the price of goods and services are staying at a low level, which means that there's not really a need for workers to demand higher wages, which as a result has resulted in less wage growth throughout Australia. One potential way you could fix this would be to increase the inflation, which would then increase the need for workers to get higher wages, which would therefore, on a surface level, fix your problem. However, this also results in, the price of goods and services going up, which is not great. So, Alex, how about you? What do you think's another issue?
Well, Tom, another reason for the wage stagnation is the productivity fall shot in Australia at the moment. If productivity is falling short, workers are unable to have the authority to demand higher wages. For example, governments are unlikely to meet more than 40% of the productivity enhancement targets over the past 20 years. Only 8 out of the 33 proposed productivity policy goals that have from 2008 have closed. This means that wages and Australian standards of living will continue to stagnate. For example, in the education system, there has been no improvement in lifting Year 12 graduation certificates from 2010, and the goal of 89,000 advanced diploma courses has been failed to reach. Instead, they have trended downwards to 38,000 in 2019. This means that wages cannot grow whilst productivity goes backwards, as workers do not have the authority to demand wage increases. So, Tom, what's a final reason for wage stagnation?
Never thought you'd ask. Well, you see, the declining rates of unionisation and, the memberships in unions has also contributed. Since 1992, it's fallen from 40% down to a whopping 14%. And you see, this has resulted in, less wage growth because unions essentially, they're pushing for improved working conditions such as wage growth. So the decrease in unions results in the decrease of wage growth. Now, recently there have been a rise in alt-labour worker advocacy groups, which essentially are unions but without the obligations. So I can definitely see if these become more and more popular, this could help to fill in the void that the unions used to fill in our hearts.
I see. Well, thank you for listening to another economy review of wages stagnation. Me and Tom are glad to have you. It's been a great episode.